Hi guys, it's Sarah with Grassroots Evolution, and I just wanted to bring you a message from Spirit today for the sign of Cancer for June 2021. Keep in mind, my friends, it's a general message. Take what you feel resonates for you, disregard the rest, and go about your day. Also, no matter what messages do come through, it's still up to you guys and your active free will and the choices you make and the steps you take in this world to get whatever fulfillment it is you'd like to see. To me, that's personal freedom, personal power, and it lies at the tips of your fingers, not the soles of your feet. My friends, use that power wisely. I just want to give a big shout out to all you birthday Cancers. Happy birthday if you're born in June, and happy early birthday if you're born in July. It's just around the corner. So know that this message is not necessarily for the month of June. It's just whatever Spirit wants to bring through in June. It is a little late and I apologize, but it is definitely here. So I just want to take a moment and thank you for all my subscribers. You guys mean the world to me. I love you, love you, love you from the bottom of my heart. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you feel like this resonates and you'd like to see some more of it, please hit subscribe, join the journey with me. And guys, if you do like this video, help me out, give it a thumbs up, help circulate it. I truly appreciate your support. So before I get into the reading for today, I'm going to take a moment to call in Spirit. I'm going to ask Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, my team of light, and any of your spirit guides that would be here for the highest good of the entire collective to join us. I'm going to ask them to guide, guard, bless, and protect myself, this reading, and any of you who would ask for it, to use me as the clearest channel possible for the most far-reaching of audiences, but delivering, again, only the highest good messages. Only top notch, nothing second shelf here, okay, or third shelf, nothing low grade messages. I'm just gonna get into this. So I have the keepers, sorry, not the keepers of the light. I do have the keepers of the light, but this is actually Messages of Life Oracle. So let's see what messages Spirit has for Cancer, please, for June 2021. Messages for Cancer. Spirit, what would you like Cancer to know? They want me to take that one, so what else would you like Cancer to know, please, Spirit? What's a message that you feel is the most important at this time for Cancer to be aware of? Throwing cards. One message for Cancer, please. The inner sense. And they're telling me to look at the bottom. So the bottom says a gift from life. Each day, life offers abundant proof that the universe loves me. Every day God sends his angels to help me. Messages which seem coincidental from the words of others or the words that I read are gifts to help me make my way in love and maintain my divine spiritual strength. Am I listening? Many of us think, especially on the beginning of your spiritual journey, that sometimes things are just coincidence. We see numbers all the time, just a coincidence. We may see the names of things we want to do, or we get this inkling that we want to go do something, or we want to read something, and then this book falls in our lap. These aren't just coincidences, they're spiritual nudges, so pay attention, my friends. We have the inner sense here that came out as well. Today I silence the noise of my mind. I stop listening to my ego and the influence of others. I become aware of what comes from my heart. I listen to my inner voice. I stop doubting myself and develop confidence in my inner self, or in my inner sense. My inner truth is the divine truth. And this is super important to follow your inner truth. Super important to be who you're meant to be in this world, because if you don't, who's going to be? Nobody can be you. And we also have growing here. This also came out in Gemini's reading as well. Each day I nourish myself with the light in order to grow in divinity. Through the messages that life brings me, I study my inner being to improve myself in the eyes of God. I am here to learn and to grow, not materially, but at a soul level. I find my balance between material and spiritual worlds, and I free myself of inner conflicts. And that's really important here. Spirit, I think, is saying, definitely pay attention to all the nudges you get. Know that the ability to wake up and breathe, to move around, to see your loved ones, to talk to people, to enjoy this life, that's a gift, and we get it every single day that we wake up. And just remember as well that there's lots of people in this world that don't wake up every day, right? So when we wake up, make the best of it. Make the best of that day and follow your own internal guide, right? Like it said, you're stopping listening to your ego and the influence of others. If your heart's calling you one way, but other people are like, don't think so. Don't listen to that. Listen to what's important for you. They're giving me an example. Of like I heard like trans youth. For some of you, this isn't even just youth. This could have been from a time past as well. I'm hearing like, wow. Okay, so I'm hearing like not just trans, but like, if you grew up in a time where being gay wasn't really accepted by your parents, or even now if you grow up with parents who aren't supportive of your sexual orientation, if you guys, any of you are trans and you have family or friends who don't agree with that, silence them. Don't listen to that. Listen to your heart. Been very emotional. I think it's the Cancer time. I'm also filming on the 24th, and it is a full moon. I'm not sure in what, but I have been reading these and getting super emotional. So just know, follow your own truth, right? So I'm picking here what is supporting. The supporting energy for you is Lady Venus, which is nice because there could be some love here, but this is also downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realms. And this actually is interesting because the other cards talk about silencing out your ego, listening to your own voice, and knowing that some of those little coincidences that we have, they're not coincidences at all. They're spirit. You could be getting a lot of downloads and powerful downloads. Spirit's actually reminding me, like if you feel ringing in your ears or random pressure in your head that comes and it goes, pay attention to what it was. You may want to mark down the time. Were you listening to music? Were you watching TV? Were you doing something? Were you out with someone? What were you doing at this time? Because there's a lot of clues there. And I feel like it's interesting because Spirit's like, when that happens, there is something that Spirit wants you to know. There is some new information that's coming. I heard it could be coded. It could take time for it to materialize and for you to completely understand what's happening. But I feel like this is definitely upgrades being done from Spirit, from above. So you have the divine director as well in a helping spirit here, and it talks about intervention and purpose. Divine intervention is occurring. Know that you're being guided, and happiness is your purpose. Not being sad, not getting our ego in the way, knowing that this life is a gift, and if we're not experiencing it happily every day, we can't be happy every day, but we have to be the makers of our own happiness. We cannot rely on other people to do this for us. So one thing that I feel like I want to tell you guys is focus on self-care. Do the things you need to do to feel good, to love yourself, and everything else falls into place. Okay, for some of you, this may be what the new understandings are coming from. We are currently in a shadow period of Mercury retrograde. It's past. So if you're not super sensitive to Mercury, it may be that you're kind of out of that, and that whatever Mercury retrograde brought, it's brought new understandings and new clarity for you. I'm just going to pause you guys quick. Okay, I'm back, guys. I didn't really think you'd want to see me blow my nose on screen. Okay, so I think there's also something more here that is saying as well that you may get, if you currently don't feel like you know your purpose, that's okay. I think Spirit's helping you along the way, and they're guiding you towards certain things. So what I'm also hearing is activation. If there's something that you feel drawn to do, or drawn to go, drawn to read, if you feel like going somewhere, you may actually meet someone you're supposed to meet. And what I also heard is starseeds. And light workers, one of the things that we are put on this earth to do is to help heal people, to help spread our light. And one thing is, you may be going to these places or going to do things and really wondering, why am I doing this? And there you meet someone. And there, what I'm hearing as well is that the interactions might not always feel as important to you, but it's the effect of your energy that you have on other people. It may be part of your mission to go places and do things, and not necessarily always for your activation, but it could be for other people's activation. And as well as I'm also hearing, okay, sometimes when we have gone through, let's say, a traumatic experience and we've healed this, our energy, that healed energy, is really important, so that when we're going to these random places or these random meetings and we meet people, it could even be a smile, right? Sometimes you just see someone, you smile and you say, hi, I don't know you, but I'm going to smile at you. I'm going to spread a little love and joy. You have no idea what the energy may do to that person, how much they may have needed that smile. So here's also where this healed energy that you've worked on, there may be something in this other person, and same vice versa, right? They may have healed something that you haven't. And that healing energy, it's important because they're supposed to blend. So these energies are supposed to mix. I hope I conveyed what Spirit was trying to give me properly. Again, I apologize for being super emotional. The bottom of the deck is Archangel Michael, and I want you guys to remember you are safe, you are protected, and you are loved, and you are safe. It says, trusting heaven, you are safe, angels stand close, surrender your concerns, and allow a miracle to happen. I also heard for some of you, this may be really needing to move past some anxiety. Let's find out. Alright, so I'm going to get some messages. Spirit wants me to ask. I'm going to get some guidance here. I definitely feel like there is some overcoming of anxiety, but I think it also comes because it's needing to silence the influence of others and the ego. And that side of our ego, that's how that self-sabotaging, questioning, and it's not bad to question ourselves, right? Sometimes we need that little reality check. But if the voice in our head is a negative one, if the voice in our head is always overly critical, for some of you if you're perfectionists as well, I feel like here's where Spirit's like really wanting to help you remove that and develop a lot of confidence. And this is where this inner self is coming from too, so that you can finally come to a larger understanding of your purpose in this world. And that maybe, you know what, a lot of us never fit in growing up. A lot of us were outcasts. A lot of us were bullied and teased. And if you look back at what happened with adult eyes, you can see maybe, especially if it was like childhood bullies, you can look at it from a place where that kid was experiencing a lot of pain and didn't know how to express it. Not okay that they treated you like crap, but it takes it from a different perspective. Excuse me. And I think that there's a lot of healing that can be done. So while I flipped this over too, I see the 9 of materials. And what I heard is you made it, right? It's not the end of the line. It's not the 10, but it's wellspring of abundance. See all these flowers? The hand's just giving it, and she's just dancing in it. I think this is also where we want to remember the gift of life, right? There's a gift for you. There's a gift in every single thing and every interaction that happens. There's I want to also say it's not just the scale of black and white, good or bad. There's so much in between, because even something that we perceive to be negative is going to have some silver lining in it. Nothing is all bad, and nothing's always all good, but this is where we need to take it as it comes. And I heard also like filter through with our own self. So I see under here also fell the Queen of Inspiration and the Queen of Emotions. I feel like there could be a fire sign around you guys, as well as this could be you guys as well with the emotions. It could be Cancer, it could be Scorpio, it could also be Pisces. Could have Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius as well. There could be Earth here. I'm going to put these back, these ones, just because they fell out. But also I wanted to show you Awakening that was on the bottom as well, or on the top that it showed me. Right now, I think in ways you guys have probably already been on this journey for a long time, right? But here's where things are finally starting to click, and I really feel like the self-confidence and self-worth that you're going to feel once these, once you incorporate the downloads and the understandings, and once you allow your ego to be silenced, I think there's a lot of growth and a lot of inner peace that's going to come for you from this. So Spirit, what is your, let's see, I heard suggestions, but what's your advice, please, for Cancer? The Priestess. Listen. Listen to this third eye. Listen to your crown. Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, and your own inner knowing. Because if you feel like something is the right way for you, it probably is. It's probably your higher self or some portion of your soul guiding you towards this. I think this is also really important too, of asking you guys to really tune in with that divine feminine aspect of yourself. And this is the side that many of us, and this could be where silencing the ego and silencing the voices of others is important, because many of us may not have wanted to always talk about the inner knowings that we had or the visions that we had or anything like that, because we also would have other people telling us that's in your head and that's not real. And I feel like that's where we need to silence, because that's also the ego, right? A lot of times, and I know myself, I didn't think I could ever read tarot because I thought I was making it up. And then I talked to other friends of mine who read tarot, and they said the same thing. For a long time they thought they were making it up. And this is where, if you do question that stuff, write it down. But I feel like this is when you listen to your own internal nudges and your own internal knowings, it's not taking you in the wrong direction. So follow yourself, follow your inner knowing, and see where it leads you. I heard there's no mistakes here. This is just whatever you feel drawn to do, because I think Spirit's trying to lead you into a place where you can see all the beauty in life, and you're just going to twirl around in a colander of roses. Any last messages here, please, to go with this priestess? And the bottom of the deck is strength, which could be Leo. For some of you, I heard coming into Leo season, which should be July, middle July. This is where you are really going to start realizing, and I heard actuating your inner strength. But I think that you also need to remember that it takes a lot of strength for growth. So whatever you've overcome, celebrate that strength that you have within you. The 10 of Inspiration. If you look here, so the 10 of Inspiration, there's all these cows carrying water. And I think this is also, to me, about sharing the load. Knowing that you don't need to do it all on your own, right? That if there's been hard times, that's ending. Because I think this is also saying you've learned how to think things differently. And they're in a desert situation where, if you can see, this tree has no leaves, no life, but there's an abundance of water. I think it's also about problem solving as well. And I heard alchemy, that whatever you are alchemizing or creating right now is going to bring you a lot of abundance. It's going to bring you a lot of success as well. So stay the course, right? Because at first, I think they're yaks, but it would have taken too many trips for this woman to do it on her own. So I'm also feeling like there's a big sense of teamwork. You still, interestingly enough, these are two of the cards that came out with the Two of Emotions. For some of you, definitely picking up on, there could be like a same-sex love situation here. This could be, for some of you, there are two different people. This could be two different aspects of yourself. So it's however it's going to resonate. I strongly picking up on the two here, the two queens with the Two of Emotions though, and needing to silence the views of others. And there definitely could be, like earlier when I was saying about the same-sex relationships, if we came from an era where, it wasn't accepted, or we felt we needed to hide ourselves, this is the place where we're really moving past those narratives, because you live in a free time where you're free to be who you are. And I know in many places around the world, that's not true. It's not always true that we can be who we want to be without worrying about, I heard, prejudice or being punished for this. But if you live in a place, in a country where it is absolutely non-punishable for you to be gay, my friends, if that is who you are, embrace that, okay? If that's not your story, and this is two aspects of you, this could even be, like, regardless of masculine, feminine, the queen could just be somebody up in their field, somebody in their emotional, vulnerable, nurturing places. And I think if you see this, there's an importance on what we nurture, an importance on where we put our energy as well, and where we put our focus. I think it's a cheetah. It could be a leopard. I think it's a cheetah. For some of you as well, that cheetah may be really important. It's the spots to me in the fast, the strength, the prowess. It's also, I think, because I'm hearing, like, with the Queen of Inspiration, it's that flicker of the flame. So this Queen of Emotions, a lot of what happens lives underneath the surface. And if you see on top, the girl's walking just kind of wading in the water, there is a really strong sense of being true to your heart. And again, there's two girls in this picture. So I'm going to move on. I definitely feel like for some of you, whatever this is, the strength may have been, again, you coming out, you coming to terms with who you are, you coming to terms with some of you, maybe that you're a witch, you're a modern mystic. For some of you, it may be that this two of emotions as well may not necessarily be romantic love. It could be friendship love, right? It could be family love. It could be sisterly love as well with these two girls. Because I definitely am picking up on a very feminine vibe, okay? Some of you, again, could just have more than one partner or more than one suitor, and you know what? I also heard, like, this is challenging norms. I heard polygamy as well, polyamorous lifestyles. Sometimes those things have very negative connotations, and, you know, it is or wouldn't be easy, I think, for a lot of people if you were to come out to your family and say, you know what, I am a polyamorous individual, I love more than one person, you know, things like that. This is still a place where society's very closed off to things like that. We have, you know, shows like Sister Wives and things like that on TLC where they're starting to open up. They explain a lot of what happens, you know, and a lot of the struggles that those people go through. But if you've ever watched as well, I'm not sure if many of you have, but they're Seeking Sister Wives and all the reasons why people may actually want to live that kind of lifestyle, but there's still a very closed-minded society around this where monogamy is the norm. So I'm not plugging for either or any of it. It's just saying that we all have different lifestyles and we all have different ways of being and different ways of loving. And, you know, if it's not hurting me and it's not hurting you, this is where it's one of these things that, and if it's not hurting other people, how we're living our lives, why do they care? And don't take the criticism. Right? Don't listen to all the reasons why it's bad. I mean, you can definitely have those discussions with your family and have those discussions with your friends, but whatever you need to do to live your lifestyle, whatever makes your heart happy, wherever you're pulled, whatever you know that's your true north, that's what you go for, my friends, and be unapologetic for that. I definitely feel with the Strength card, again, for some of you, this is the time of Leo, but I strongly feel like here as well, some of this is sexual desire with the Inspiration and the Fire here, because this is all fire. Like I said, you could have a fire sign around you. You could have, under Strength was the Ace of Inspiration, the Ace of Wands. I'm going to get here. Tell me more about this, please. Manifestation. You're manifesting your desires. We also have children here. So this could be many things. This could be that you have children, spend some time with your kids are coming, or reevaluate, come to this life with this childlike wonder, because this world really is beautiful. Every day really is a gift. And some of the happiest people in this world are kids, because they dare to question, they dare to live, they dare to imagine, and they laugh, right? They laugh a lot. This is one of these things that as we're trying to manifest a new world, we want to make sure that we're doing it with a light heart and an open heart as well. So can you give me one more message before we leave today for my beautiful Cancers? One more message that would be helpful this month for Cancer to integrate whatever this was. There's a lot. Abundance. Know that you're always going to, I heard, like, have enough, regardless of whether it's material or not. We got Retreat. For some of you, it may be you just want to take some quiet time alone. You may want to kind of take a break from the people you've been spending time with as well, just to kind of get your own head clear. Focus on the things that you want. Focus on positive, because where we put our focus, this is going to grow, right? So if we focus on negative, we're going to grow that too. As well as I feel like it's important to say that of our days, it's our mindset that really creates how we're feeling most of the time. So if we have a mindset that's going to allow a small upset to destroy our day, we're probably going to have crappy days a lot. If we have a mindset that says, you know what, that's there, but I can't control it, and I can only control the things that I can, and I can only make myself happy, and I can only, do the things that feel right for me, then do those things. Body care. Take care of yourself. Get out for a walk. I heard eat pizza if you need to, but eat healthy food. You have answered prayer here as well. New love and miracles. For any of you who've been calling for new love, I definitely feel like the Two of Cups, new love and miracles here, it's on its way, but you need to make sure that your mind is open enough to accept this, and as well as know that your prayers are being answered. Spirit is listening to you. It just may come in a way that is different from what you expect. That's the message I have for you guys, Cancer. I love you all. I hope you have a great month, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.